All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Granit Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. You're through to an episode of Late Night with Chig, where I talk to you about Arsenal related stuff, football related stuff, sporting related stuff. I know I've been away for a couple of days, nursing this fucking thing, this voice, a money maker for you guys. um, So yeah, just trying to rest it up as much as possible. Still not 100% voice wise, as you can tell. Uh, no, no dodgy jokes here, but sucking on cough sweets like they're going out of fashion, and yeah, just trying to move past it. But it's the last stage of my cold. So if I'm sipping on rum every now and again, you know why. All right, let's get into this. Mr. Granit Xhaka. Um, so what some people may not know actually is at the moment he's currently nursing a bit of an injury. I think it's a thigh strain, something like that. I did notice that he looked a bit sore on an interview that he was doing for I can't remember the TV channel, and he was walking, and I thought, hey, oh, he looks injured. Um, well, he's revealed a little bit more about this injury. He's been suffering with an Achilles problem since the start of the season. I'll come to it. Let me just suppress the rant. So apparently he's been dealing with an Achilles problem since the start of the season. And bruising to his lower back and leg as well. And that was why he missed the opening tie against Newcastle, but for some reason had to be shoehorned in the game after, which makes no sense. He claims he's been playing through the pain with an Achilles injury. He's been suffering with an Achilles tendon pain for the last few weeks. He felt it during the game, and he felt it during the Switzerland game, which obviously Switzerland won. I cannot influence anything, and I do not want to. It's not my business. My job is to perform on a pitch. Well, son, you certainly ain't doing that. You certainly ain't performing on the pitch. Okay, that goes into the video he made about people not looking at the opportunities we created and stuff like that. So apparently he's playing through the pain barrier, which to me is even more ridiculous that he is playing. Is he so integral to Emre that Emre says, nah, son, you need to strap up. I'll give you the injections, whatever it takes. We need you to play. Because to me, ever since he's come back into the team, actually he's upset the balance of the team. And all right, taking my own personal feeling out of this situation for a second, right? Forget my genuine personal feeling for Granit Xhaka. If the boy is in pain, why not just chill? It's not like we don't have midfielders. We have an abundance of midfielders. That's the one thing we actually have. I'd understand it a little bit more if we have sparse defenders, and the defenders we do have ain't great. I'd understand that situation a bit better. But central midfielders is the one thing we have. So I don't understand. If the guy is injured, let him chill for a few weeks. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like when you think about it like that. So who knows? Because apparently he's been an injury down since the start of the season. And bar the Newcastle game, he's played every single game since. Again, taking my personal feelings out of it. You have to look at it from another perspective. If you want Granit Xhaka to stay throughout the season and make some sort of significant contribution, playing him in this situation is not going to help him. This injury, mind you, in my view, we saw how destructive it was for Laurent Koscielny and his career. He played a lot less games than he should have. And all right, some will say he's still playing now. He's playing in a significantly weaker league now. So yeah, I was astounded when I saw that. I thought, so you're injured. And now, part of me is a bit of a cynic and does want heat off him a little bit. That's the skeptic in me. Actually, he does look like he's playing injured because people were talking some crud when that game was over against Spurs, talking about, oh, he didn't play that bad before the mistake. What game were you watching? Come on. What game were you watching? And then I saw somebody else say, oh, well, he was quite good after that. It was difficult to get worse. What are you talking about? That's like me saying, oh, I shot somebody in the leg, but I was on good behavior after that. Oh, gee, thanks. The mentality of some Arsenal fans is just astounds me. Yeah, all right, cool. I'll give you that. He didn't fuck up again for the rest of the game. All right, cool. No problem. Oh, shit. Arsenal fans, man, they are ridiculous. So I thought that was going to be the talking point for this particular show. And I was going to ask you guys' opinions on it. And I'll still do that. And I'll come into the chat in a second. And then I saw another story develop. And that was that it seems like Granit Xhaka will be going on paternity leave. He's imminently about to have his first child. Who's due to be born mid-October. And following that, he'll be taking off a month. I'm all right with that. Listen, I was going to make a joke out of it. I still feel to make a joke out of it. Listen, you better believe, as soon as I have my first child, I'm on paternity leave. Straight up, I ain't fucking about. Even where football's concerned. And this is where I know where to draw the line between banter. Yes, he's a shit player. Do what you got to do for your family, though. You're going to hear me talk shit about his family. So, power to him. Congratulations to him and his wife on their, I suppose, imminent child arriving. And it's now about, between this injury and this impending paternity leave, maybe we can build a midfield that we actually like the look of. The one thing I'll say for Guendouzi, mind you, I have been saying this, as Guendouzi looks like he's improving to me. And I said this before the Spurs performance. I didn't know why people were writing him off. I actually thought he looked encouraging to me. He's playing with a certain amount of control, which I like. The only game I've seen him play poor in was the Liverpool game, and I shit you not, I blame Guendouzi for that. Because I just think it completely upset the balance of the side. Because I thought both him and Willock didn't play particularly well, whereas the week before, they were fantastic. And the only difference was a certain Granit Xhaka wasn't present. So, I don't know. For me, I think having him out of the side, I think we can learn how to play. I think Emre's dream captain is Granit Xhaka for whatever reason. But he's just not a good enough player. He could be this, Emre could have this talismanic figure in his head of what he hopes that Granit Xhaka will be. But to me, he just won't ever be that. I've been quite patient with Xhaka in a lot of ways. I know people will be laughing at that statement because every time I think about Granit Xhaka, I think about the fact that we could have almost got Kante, and I have that rant a lot. But if you notice, I never quite get to the point of writing him off until this season. No, that's a lie. Until the back end of last season. Where I just thought, oh, you're not going to improve, are you? You're just going to get worse and worse and worse. And then I started hearing stories that other teams were interested in. I'm like, just sell his blood clot then. Sell him. But managers seem to love him. Wenger loved him before Emery, and now we've got the Emery conundrum. Because if you notice now, it's kind of piped down with the Mustafi and the Ozil, because now Arsenal fans are relaxed in the knowledge that Emery doesn't rate this team. You know, for Ozil to not even feature this season, you know he's off in January. And Mustafi, he's basically told publicly, bounce, because you ain't playing in this team. 2, I completely co-sign. But you still got one more left, bruh. And this is the one you're defending the hardest, and I don't understand why. To me, I think with Granit Xhaka, maybe there's a good player there, but it certainly ain't in the Premier League. And I've always said it. For me, I don't know why he's here. Go to Italy. Italy feels like it would suit you down to the ground because you would have the space and the time to influence the game and do what you want. How many times have I said this about Granit Xhaka? That's what he's good at. When you give him space and time, he will dominate the fuck out of that game. The problem for Granit Xhaka is not a lot of teams in the Premier League are going to do that. In fact, last season, for some weird reason, United were the only team that just allowed Granit Xhaka to just do what the fuck he wanted to do. Outside of that, in the Premier League, they'll press the fuck out of you. They're going to give you time to do that. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about the boy anymore. I've bitched, I've moaned, I've complained. It just comes to the point now where you have to almost, and it pains me to say, you almost have to kind of like, you hear news like this about him going on paternity leave, and it's kind of like, it is what it is. He's going on paternity leave, fantastic. Because otherwise, Emery's not going to drop him. He said as much. So, Granit Xhaka is set to go on paternity leave. Now, I know a lot of people had been tweeting me about what I thought about Arsenal, and I was almost going to go with that story as the lead for this. And that was, I have no idea why Arsene Wenger is talking about signing Lionel Messi again for like the 4th time. It makes no sense. It only angers the fans more. And the fans are just in that period of, all right, let's start our little renaissance of not hearing from this guy. And maybe 2 to 3 years' time, we'll start to just be easy and calm down and look at him at least a little bit more favorably than we do now. But him saying shit like this pisses people off. Like, why is he even talking about it? I'm really gonna lie to you. Part of me was just like, because there were loads of quotes this weekend about how he thinks that Arsenal the only team that can challenge Liverpool and City. I thought this guy is smoking bone. Saying that he thinks that just started talking so much about how he had that was the other one, that he had a job lined up or they offered him a job backstage and he didn't think it was right yet, but that he might do in a couple of years come back and take a job as an ambassador or whatever. I'm like, bruh, why are you talking about this shit now? Why now are you talking about this? Arsenal, man. Pisses me off. Anyway, guys, I'm going to come into the chat. Please do stick a like on this video. Also, I'm going to talk about, very, very quickly, I'm going to talk about a competition I put out on Twitter and on YouTube. I say a competition. It ain't a competition. It's a suggestion box, essentially, that I use with you guys. Because I figured it was your show. I've been thinking a lot recently over the past couple of days. One of the things I want to try and do is I want to try and differentiate the work that I do. For me, this is a sports channel. And I do a lot of stuff, football related, Arsenal related, and all of that stuff will start to pick up, particularly as we start to edge back into Premier League football again. But I also am very, very keen to start doing movie reviews, movie reactions, hip hop album reactions, stuff like that, right? But I don't want to do that on this channel. So what I wanted to do was set up a new channel for that. And I've had a couple of really fantastic name suggestions. So I'm going to put 3 to the vote. 3 to the vote, right? And those 3 are Chig Flicks, Chig Knows Movies is the second choice. And the third choice is Eagle Eye Movies. Do you know what? I just had a thought process. Hold on. Hold on. Oh yeah, okay, cool. You can hear me. I did worry for that for a second. Hopefully you can hear me better now. So Eagle Eye Movies. So Chig Flicks, Eagle Eye Movies, and Chig Knows Movies. So those are the 3 choices. I'm going to put them on 2 polls, the Twitter poll and the YouTube poll. And whoever wins them, I will open the channel and I will start to do movie reviews. I know a lot of people have been asking my reaction for the Bad Boys trailer, which is interesting. I guess people know this about me already. If you know me by now, one of my favorite films is Bad Boys. I love the film. I expect the first one in particular. I love the film. So when I saw the Bad Boys 3 trailer, you know what? I was like a little girl. I was marking out. Yes, I will do all that. I'll do reviews. I'll do reaction stuff. I'll put a little music element on there as well. So even though this is a football channel, just almost similar to this, where it's a football channel, but I still talk about UFC every now and again, boxing every now and again, I'll do the same thing for movies and stuff. Robbie Richmond is an avid movie goer watcher, so I'm sure from time to time he'll jump on as well. So make sure you do keep an eye on that. We'll create something good with that one. I think that one will be really good. So yeah, those are the 3 options. I'm going to put them on my Twitter and my YouTube as soon as I'm done here. So if you see that streaming or if you see that post, then do stick a vote on that. I will close the votes on Thursday, and then I'll make an announcement then as to what my new channel will be. So let's stay tuned with that one. Okay, let me go into the chat now, see what you lot are saying. I probably missed all sorts of donations. I have. So big shout out to VP for the 2 donations. Thank you, brother. Start a pound fund again. Well, for the previous manager, that was our buyer. Yeah, we should do that. Please do stick a like on this video, guys. What is Arsenal's main priority? I think it's the Europa League, to be honest. I think it's the Europa League. Guan King Chig. Big up, Ghost. I hope you're good. Hey, VCC. Best midfield is Torreira, Matty G, and Ceballos. Possibly, although Torreira's played like a piece of shit lately himself. So I wouldn't mind sticking Willock in that, to be fair. Eric. Danka can go and never return. Did you watch Nadal versus Masvidal, the US Open final? Damn, it was smashing tennis match. I didn't, to be fair, and I don't mind watching tennis when it's on. Nadal's a G, bro. He's a G, so I'm not surprised. Nadal and Federer and Djokovic, those three are made of different stuff. They're just different. Eagle Eye Entertainment. Put them all onto that. You never know. I may pattern that name. Eagle Eye Entertainment. I like that. I may pattern the name. Nah, Federer is the best ever. Best ever is Federer. But I hear what you're saying. I'll give Xhaka the rest of his contract. Sunny. So Sunny's got a YouTube channel. People, don't waste no time. You see him in the chat. Please don't go hit the subscribe button. Although, before you subscribe, just note to yourself, this ain't no softcore shit with Sunny. He will give it to you hard, and he'll probably give it to you the way you don't like it. But if you don't mind that, go subscribe to him. He's a good lad. He's always more aggressive online than he is in person. In person, he's a sweetheart. Online, he's like super like aggressive. He's like, fuck that. Fuck that. Love you too, my brother. Love you too. Do you think we should buy in January or focus on keeping everyone fit? I think you've answered it, Eric. I know a lot of people have this hard on for getting Upamecano in January. I'm telling you now, that shit ain't happening. Quote me, gif it. I'll be happy to take the gif on the chin if it happens in January. It's not happening. It's not happening. So I think just focus on keeping everyone fit. I think the good pieces of news, gosh, I forgot to mention that. So Rob Holding's back in training. Hector Bellerin is back in training. So to me, those two are very important. Was hoping to hear something from Kieran Tierney. I haven't yet. So might not need to bide our time there. But Rob Holding being back is so important. So important. So yeah. Honestly, I must admit, I really love the fact that Holding's back. I'll be honest, I really love the fact Holding's back. So I've got a question for you guys. Rob Holding's back. What is his first game for you guys? Now, obviously, for me, it'll be Nottingham Forest. I want to bleed him back nice and easy and slow. Let's not overdo some shit. But maybe you guys disagree. Let me know. Passing it to him and give me a shout. We'll do, Boots. We'll do, my brother. I hope you're good. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything's all right health-wise. I hope you're good. Aussie Guna. Hey, Chig, I heard Torreira got injured. Have you heard anything regarding this? Not yet, my bro, but let me have a look at my sources and see what they're saying. "45 minutes here, 30 minutes here." Yeah, I'm with you. 10 minutes on Sunday, because it's only Watford. When I say only Watford, I mean in terms of travelling. So I wouldn't necessarily be against him being on the bench. So I would say, yeah, give him 10 minutes against Watford and see what happens. Because that's the only way you're going to build his fitness back, by actually playing him. Oh, it does look like Torreira might be injured. Hold on. Yeah, Achilles problem for Xhaka and for Torreira. A knock. Apparently, he's got a knock. So that would suggest to me that maybe he might be okay. Ozil's training. Ozil's been training, VCC. Don't get it twisted. He's been training. What's up with AB? Gone to the Pats now. Oh, you guys are talking American football. Hey, you Americans. Hey. None of that. None of that. This is soccer. Ugh, I hate that word as well. Football. We're not American football. Hey, Chig and Peter. Hey, Matthew. I hope you're good, bro. Think we've met before in person, haven't we? This is almost as good as winning a trophy. Fucking hell. No, it's not. Yes, I think Xhaka is rubbish, but let's not get it twisted. Xhaka being injured is not a trophy. But I will accept we probably have a better chance of actually winning one. Torreira's overrated. Play the boy Willock. I don't know. I must admit, Sonny, I do agree with you. And I didn't think I'd say that for a while. Just a little bit. I do agree with you. I do think people suck at the teat of Torreira because they admire his work rate and that South American style. But is he that good? I think they're better DMs, to be perfectly honest. I'm still waiting to see. I'm not going to completely write him off. But yeah, I don't disagree with that point. Just a little bit. I think he's a little bit overrated. And I would play Willock. I'd play Willock, Ceballos, and Guendouzi. That's the form 3. Play the form 3. I don't even understand the problem. Especially if Guendouzi and Xhaka are actually injured. Then play the 3 then. What's the problem? Willock has his chance to establish his place now. Absolutely. And with Hector edging back the way he is, maybe, and I'm going to say this real quietly, maybe Ainsley Maitland-Niles can get back into his actual freaking position. You never know. Especially if Xhaka and Torreira are actually injured. We might actually need some cover there. Willock pulled out of the under-21 team. Rising, I guarantee he's fit. I guarantee he's fit. People pull out at international teams all the time. In fact, Roy Keane, I'll tell you what. See, Sonny, that's who you remind me of, is Roy Keane, right? Roy Keane, he did the absolute best interview. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the most entertaining hours you will ever see. Him, Gary, and I guess they're in Ireland. They're doing some sort of interview in front of this crowd, and he goes in on everything. And one of the things he said was what he found as international manager is you usually get people that come up to the squad and then they'll either complain about, oh, I don't really feel like playing, or traveling to Macedonia when they've got like a key game in the Premier League on the Saturday and they suddenly pull out with an injury, which is why so many times you see people that supposedly are injured for their country, but then when it comes down to playing in the league maybe 3-4 days later, they're fine. How many times have we seen that? So many times. And it's just how the players are these days, that they're just almost soft like that. So don't be surprised if Willock is all right. That's all I'm saying. For me, I don't think Torreira is overrated. I just believe Emre never plays Lucas as a DM. He sets up with Torreira. I must admit, here's why I'm starting to think that, Ozzy, right? Even notwithstanding what Sonny's just put down, I actually, if you start to put the pieces together, if you notice something, he wasn't playing Lucas last season either. And it must make you think to us, what are we seeing that Emery isn't? And then when you take a real step back and look at it, right? I saw people last weekend saying, "No, Lucas is not a DM. He's not a box to box. He's a DM." Let me give you a fun fact. Do you know that Lucas Torreira is not a DM? Go and look at my signing video where I talk about the fact he is not a DM. He's a box to box player who can defend well defensively, but he ain't a DM. That we're playing him there because we need him there out of necessity. But he's supposed to be a box-to-box guy. That's what he's supposed to be. Just someone who is a capable tackling, who can tackle, but he's a box-to-box guy. He's playing defensively because we need him to. Because as per usual, we haven't got ourselves that Gilberto. That's someone that's going to break up that play and then distribute it to the players that are better than him. He is not a natural DM. He just isn't. I refuse to believe that. Because he's not imposing. He's not anything. The one thing that gets Lucas Torreira by is he's tenacious. He's South American. They're all tenacious. They're tenacious. He's determined. But there's nothing about his play that says, oh, he's a natural DM. Because he's not a natural DM. He isn't. So for me, I agree with Sonny, not necessarily for his reasons, but I agree with him. I do think he is a little overrated by our fan base, just a little. I do think that this season, Guendouzi's been playing better. Granted, he's not been given a chance the way Guendouzi has, but actually, when you realize that a manager's not playing a play, you've actually got to look at the reason why. And this is one instance. The Xhaka thing I don't get. But this is one instance where you have to look back and think, is Torreira as good as we think he is? I'm not sure. That's why I wasn't that against selling Torreira. I just wanted dough for him. But I wasn't that against it. In fact, if rumors are to be believed, Emery was very open to the idea. The club, not so much. Because they kind of cotton wind into what the mood was like in the fan base. And they believed that if they sold Torreira, the fan base would have just imploded, which probably would have been the case. He tends to drift very high. Exactly. And Boots, more often than not, he's out of position. You know why? Because he's not a DM. He's not a DM. How many times have you ever seen Torreira standing there waiting for the attack to come to him the way a DM would be for that tackle? More often than not, Torreira is tracking back. Credit to him, is tracking back, trying to make that last-minute tackle. You know the reason for that? Because he's not a DM. He's busy trying to create some shit. Or help create some shit. He's just a tenacious midfielder. I said that from the very get-go, from the very moment we signed him. Check any Chig video that says, "Welcome to Arsenal, Torreira." I said, people, don't get it twisted. He's not a DM. He's just a midfielder who can tackle. I don't agree with Torreira not being a DM. However, I believe we set him up as a DM and he scores. He screens the defense. But does he? All I'm saying, does he? Does it? Show me instances where he screened the defense. Last-ditch tackles, I'll give you. He tracks back, gives last-ditch tackle, puts his foot in. That's different from screening a defense. That's all I'm saying. Just positionally, look at where he is What you would expect a DM to be and what he does are very different. Whenever you see him playing next to a Xhaka or him playing next to a Guendouzi, there's a reason that, for whatever reason, Guendouzi and Xhaka are the deepest people, not Torreira. That's all I'm saying. I'm just putting that as a debate. We're not going to agree on everything, people. He's energetic and he gets plays started. A screener, I disagree with. I will never ever agree with the fact that he's a screener. No chance. Yeah, but that's I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, Ozzy. When we don't often disagree, and I hear what you're saying, but ultimately, how do you know that wasn't happening? How do you know? How do you know that Torreira just wasn't not following instructions? You don't know that. A manager can only tell a player so much until he gets yanked off, which is exactly what happened. He got yanked off. So how do you know that wasn't happening? Chig, my man, I'm saying he doesn't even screen the defense. I'm saying I wish we'd set him up to screen the defense. Not mad, but you're sort of not getting my point. Okay, so you wish you'll get the defense. So if he's this DM, why is he not naturally doing that, Ozzy? That's to my okay. So because your point previously, what I thought your point was actually more stronger than this. So if that's what you're now saying, okay, you wish he'd screen a defense. Why isn't he? When have you ever seen him do that? That's all I'm saying. There's not a heated thing. I'm just posing questions for you. All people keep telling me is this masterful DM. And people, when you hear this, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying Torreira's shit. I'm merely saying that when people talk about this DM, when people talk about DMs, I think of people like Kante, right? And I saw a lot of people comparing Kante to Torreira and this, that, and the other. And I'm always like, yeah. To me, Torreira plays now what Kante played last season, except less goals. That's what he does. He's just a midfielder who can tackle. Not saying he's bad at all. I just don't buy into this. Oh, he's this amazing DM. You know, whenever I pick him for a starting 11, that's never what's going through my mind. I only ever put him in my starting 11 when I feel like we need energy and we need someone who's going to drive from deep. That is Torreira. That's his strength. Being able to tackle, having plenty of energy, driving from deep. Picking up that ball and driving from deep. But this world-class DM that people keep banging on about, I don't subscribe to that. I just don't. That's just my opinion. All right, Chig, mate. All right, Ryan. Trent loves to get involved and he doesn't sit back in the DM role. And there you go. Rich gets it. Torreira is a Kante style of player, not as good. They're both short, tenacious, and get about the pitch a lot. But here's the thing. If you tell Kante, stay back, I just want you in defense, that's exactly what he'll do. That's exactly what he'll do. That's why Chelsea fans are so pissed last season. That's all they wanted him to do. But Kante is a DM. Torreira is not. I will argue this to the death. But mind you, I said this from the get-go. I don't know why people have just suddenly content with this idea that Torreira is this world-class DM. Not so much. Oh, Majib's going one step further. I never thought I'd say this, but Torreira might not be as good as we all make him out to be. I'm still yet to be convinced by him. And Majid, I'm with you, my bro. I'm with you. I think he's a good player, but people have gassed him the fuck up. They just have. They've gassed him the fuck up. Because he's energetic, he's South American, he's passionate. And as Arsenal fans, that's all you need, really. As long as you're passionate, you're full of energy, and you try, Arsenal fans will give you a pass. But when you actually break down the nuts and bolts of what he does, I think he's a good midfielder. That's it. I don't see him being this outstanding DM. I don't see that. I honestly don't. Why do you think I was so gutted that them idiots down the road got Ndombele instead of us? Because that's the player we freaking needed. That's the motherfucker we needed. And all right, he hasn't had the greatest of starts to Spurs. I actually think they're playing him slightly out of position. But we need a DM to sit. And we let flipping City get one, but we couldn't get one. Pepe is disappointing. I'm not even going to entertain the conversation. Not even going to entertain the conversation. Torreira is like Herrera, runs around a lot, gives his all. Yep. By the way, once again, because people are hard of hearing in this motherfucker, I am not saying Torreira is shit. I'm just saying that he's a good player at best. But whilst people think he's this 9 out of 10 player, truth be told, he's a 7 out of 10. If we're being truthful, he's a 7 out of 10 player. And Ndombele is not a DM. All right, George. So he was very much a DM when I saw him playing for Lyon. But whatever you see. Chig, Ndombele is next level. That's no question. I want Ndidi. I'd love Ndidi. Not just because he's Nigerian, people, but actually because he's young, and I actually think he's getting better and better. Unfortunately for us, he's probably a 50 to 60 million pound player. Especially Leicester won't be in a hurry to sell him to us because they will see it that Arsenal are one of the main rivals. They will see it like that. How is Torreira flop? Would you take his goals against Spuds? Gosh, Sonny's causing war in the chat. I knew you would. Chig, have you been seeing I'm not even gonna respond to you with that stupid comment. And you're Nigerian, so I'm by rights I should put you on timeout just for that shit. Do you know what? I will put you on timeout. And Ndombele isn't a DM. Ndombele is box to box. No. Well, he was a DM at Lyon. He was a DM at Lyon. Pepe doesn't turn up in the next 2 seasons. It'll probably ruin his Arsenal reputation. Next 2 seasons? You mean next 2 games, TW? Pepe will score on Sunday. Do I rate Maddison at Leicester? Highly. Highly. I think he's an excellent player. I'm not sure I'd say to Arsenal, go get him, because he's 25 years old. I don't necessarily think he's upper echelon, but I think he's a good player. Geordie, spot on, bro. Was he 22? I don't know why I thought he was 25. Or maybe I'm wrong then. Don't know why I thought he was older. Some of our best players started slow, and if you can't perceive his potential, oh well. The Pepe thing, I don't get, people. I honestly don't. I think people just assumed that if he didn't score in his very first game, he was shit. And I did say to people, you have no fucking idea. Just wait. Wait and see what happens. It's been 4 games, 4 appearances. Just watch what happens. My man ain't even fit yet, and he's starting to take souls. Just watch when he gets fit. Watch. All right, let's give it 5 more minutes, and I'm out of it because I need to pee. Pepe had Robinson on toast. Zaha is better than Pepe, and his end product is better. Harris, I should time you out for that shit. I should time you out for that shit. Pepe is going to be great. This is the thing. I am mentally taking notes of these motherfuckers that are talking shit about Pepe. Because I'm coming after all of them. All of them. As soon as you start banging in goals. Should Chambers just leave at the end of the season? I would rather Socrates and or what's that idiot's name? Luis leave. I'll tell you what, Socrates looks like he's falling off a cliff. I saw him play the other day for Greece. I was like, oh no, what is happening here? Daniel James. Okay, well done to Daniel James. I know there's people I say that Pepe is it just to try. 100%, it's just a trigger thing. It's just mind you, though, I think there are some dumb Arsenal fans that actually believe that as well. Give him a minute, man. My man's only been in the country for 10 minutes. Exactly. And that's Sonny saying, see what Sonny just said here? Sonny is saying that. If Sonny's enthusiastic, fuck what you lot, fuck what you doubters. Because Sonny is quick to write off motherfuckers. So Sonny is saying that? Shit. Come on now. Upamecano and Ndidi in. If we were to get 2 players of that caliber, I want the league. Fuck it. Solo straight up. If we had 2 players of that caliber, Pepe needs to be more narrow and Uber players the number. Maybe. Would I play Holbein and Chambers together? Absolutely. But I think it will happen against Forest. But I think these two are they're like proper best friends. Like they have a weird fucking relationship where they live together, and Callum Chambers' girlfriend comes over, and they all like hang out and shit. Like they're like tight. And the reason I even mentioned that is because that type of thing transfers on the pitch. You know, I still think. Listen, you guys know I like Chambers. I do. I think he's serviceable enough as a defender. Holding, I think, unfortunately for him, was just starting to come into his own before he got injured. And thank you, by the way, VP. I didn't miss your donation. He was just starting to come into his own when he picked up his injury. I think if you can get them both fit, then yeah. I think you got 2 decent centre backs. And then next season, you got Saliba coming in, bring in an Upamecano type. Oh shit! As far as I'm concerned, you can sell the rest. Sell the rest. Can Kolasinac cross the ball? Nope. Because his technique is all wrong. My man looks at the ground and then whips the ball in. It's like, how about look at where you're crossing to? Like threesome tight. Mikey, I want to be the guy to say that. I'm just saying they are tight. That's all I can say. Maybe. Holding is my favorite Arsenal player. I pray that we don't rush him back too early. And that's the thing. That's why I say playing in the Carabao Cups, give him 10 minutes here and there. just to kind of get used to the pace of the league and stuff. And then start to blood him in because we need him, man. We need him. Tierney, Upamecano, Holding, Bellerin. That's a sick back line. Eric, not to mention, we still got Saliba. Just keep that in mind. We paying £30 million for that kid. He must be amazing. Chambers for Socrates all day long. And they're both poor. David Luiz don't get me started. Sonny, I completely agree with you. I've had a rant about Luiz. I think he's terrible. I can't believe we actually signed him. I don't have much hope with him in our defense. But Socrates, I'm shocked at how quickly he's falling off. I'm shocked. Would I rather 3 at the back or 4 at the back? If we're playing with Luiz, it has to be 3. But I'd rather 4 at the back. All right, guys. I'm gonna dive off out of here. Louisa DM worth a try in the Caliber Cup. Man, maybe. You guys, please do stick a like on this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. 57 of you watching, thank you so much. Please do stick a like on this video. I'll be back again tomorrow to talk about something else because I know I owe you guys lots of videos. So do stay tuned for that. And yeah, if this is the first time you're listening to me, please do subscribe, people. Subscribe and get me through this 6,000 barrier. I am not that far off. Only you guys should help me. All right, I'm out of here. Enjoy your evening, people. Say evening. We're about to turn into tomorrow. So, all right, take care. Peace.